I can go first, or I don't know who all is looking at me. It felt like everybody was looking at me.
Looking at
So, wow, Andy didn't go to very many trade shows or conferences this year because Andy's back hurt. But I lived vicariously through the number one podcast co-host over here, Dylan, and
Hey, that's me.
I would say I feel like if I could go back in time, my favorite one always is Print Hustlers. I mean, for the reason that you guys sort of talked about before, and that is it is not about equipment or supplies. You get to hear from different perspectives, I guess, from business owners or just people that have been successful in doing something. And that's always nice to hear. And it's inspiring to hear. Yes, the hangs are great, especially in Newport Beach. I mean, that's a great area. Who can't find something to do there? And the weather is always nice. It's like 65 or 70 degrees every single day. So, I mean,
I really wanted to go. Frozen banana there.
Oh. I was probably the first person to buy a ticket to that show. And then I, 1 week before or whatever, I found out that I was going to have surgery and I was like, oh. And
also
so
the first person to ask for a refund.
Yeah, I was like, Bruce, I'm so sorry. I'm the asshole. But can I get a refund? I can't come. And so you were very gracious and had given it to me.
Dylan scalp the ticket. Should have made him stand up. Sorry. Yeah. Anyone need tickets?
Yeah. But I mean, so that would be, I wasn't there, but I saw on Instagram, I talked to Dylan and I saw the guest speakers and the keynotes and all that kind of stuff and it looked great. I mean, it is every year.
You know, that's where I met you, Andy. And we hung out for like an hour and talked. And then I realized you were 20 years older than me. And I was like, wow, I have an old friend now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think that's where we met was like you came up and we just started chatting and I was like, wait, you're Shirt Kong. What the heck? So that was, yeah.
That was the good old days in Chicago. Yeah.
That was the good old days. Times were nice.
I'm glad it's not in Chicago though, because I'm in Chicago.
Dylan, are you going to give yourself some kudos and say the best conference was the event that you guys did at Chicago?
I was going to say it because Andy didn't even bother to fucking bring it up.
I said it there, bud. Don't worry, I got you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, obviously, Print Hustlers was great. I'm definitely not trying to blow smoke. I do think it is a great one to just go out and kind of hang out with people, and the location was great. But I am super proud of, and I can say this because I didn't do as much work as Andy and Christina and Joanne did. But the Shirt Show summer camp was pretty awesome this year. I'm glad that it worked out the way it did. We kind of had an idea from an episode and then decided to go forward with it. And Andy kind of took the reins and said, I'll do it at my place, which I feel like was a nightmare for him and to a degree, because we probably spent a month polishing your floors, making it good for people to show up.
Yeah.
But just in general, we posted a thing on Instagram about it and it sold out in like 24 hours, which was pretty crazy and fun.
You can do it again.
Andy, you were worried it wasn't going to sell out. You called me like that. I was like, dude, it's going to go.
Events are nerve wracking, but yeah, that's, are you doing it again?
Well, that's the thing is, we did this one and it was a great topic. And I think that it was good. And we had the support of all of our friends that are fucking super smart and came out and did it. And, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know if anybody was going to come, and then people came and it was great and it worked out. And now we have people bigger than us that have the space that are like, hey, we would love to host it, or we would love to have another one or whatever. And I mean, me and Andy have kind of talked about it, but I think we're going to try to do more of them.
Not here. So
not at ShirtCon. No.
I would say that it helped level up our shop in a way. It's sort of like when, somebody is coming over and you're like, oh shit, I've got a vacuum, or I've got a mop, or I've got to push some stuff under the bed, to make your place look better. And so it's, we did some of that stuff, and, on the other side of it, everything was better. I think that I learned how hard it was, how hard it is to put on an event. It's not easy. Like it's a tough thing to do. But I really had a lot of fun. It was really cool to have a bunch of industry people come to SureKong. And then, it wasn't just like Dylan and I were sharing knowledge. We were learning, while we were having this camp. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to teach you how to print the best white. We're learning here too, because like Ray that was here that has all this knowledge. Frank was here. Alex, Crumline, Kevin so it was great. It was great to have everybody here.
Yeah.
I think the idea of hosting events sounds really cool. And then you start doing it and then you're like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. And it's really hard to enjoy an event while you host it. I give a lot of credit to Brett, who's kind of taken Print Hustlers and ran with it. But around the event, just the amount of stuff, Brett's doing and the team at Made Lab's doing, like it's hard to actually enjoy it. So maybe we can all pitch in and help a little bit more.
It's the little things though too. It's like you get the big stuff. You're like, oh, I've got the speakers, I've got this, but it's the
like
stupid
water
shit.
Or like
it's like
bathroom,
chairs or
hot dogs.
Hey, like for us, our biggest thing was apparently we said in an episode that there was going to be like a fucking shuttle to take everyone from all the different things and the eating and whatever. And then to us, that was a joke, I guess, but to everybody else wasn't a joke. So that's something we need to think about for the next one is like, oh, if we're going to have offsite like dinners, like are we providing transport? Yeah. Like,
Even
are we
if it
getting a
wasn't-
bus?
Even if it wasn't a joke, I remember at Print Hustlers Chicago, there was supposed to be a shuttle to take us to the boat, to the river.
Oh, and we
And then
all
the
walked
shuttle-
like 36 miles in the rain.
I know.
Show up.
Said, I will be there in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, say, all right, everybody forget it. We're walking.
Yeah. What sucks is that's what someone remembers. They'll be like, oh yeah, they didn't have it. And you're like, come on, like
Right.
take an Uber. But battle scars.
Well, it's the same thing with us doing the Long Beach happy hour thing. And it was like, me and Andy were like, we just want to give back to listeners. Like, we're going to pay for it out of pocket. We just want to like have drinks at a bar. And then we rent we originally rented the outside, like 6 tables or something. And then we filled that and the entire inside.
Yeah.
And then the next year we're like, oh, let's just do it again. And then it was way worse. It was like, you couldn't
packed.
move,
You
like
got more
literally
pockets.
couldn't move. And then all you hear from people is like, and again, like super grateful for everybody by far, but it was like, and we're learning is like, nobody could get drinks because they couldn't move to go to the bar. And now it's like, all right, well, we need to do something a little bit different. So this year we're going to try to do something. So I think it's one of those things, it's like a learning thing. Like obviously like the first Print Hustlers is probably way different from Print Hustlers now because you guys have learned every year of like what to do and what not to do. So
Dylan, fame is hard. It's hard to be popular. You're learning. You're doing a great job though.